with 33 minutes gone in the game. 1-0 Sevilla. Still looking. Looking at passes being strung there. One after the other. I think the Sportpesa team is matching Sevilla man to man.
Well, but then they're still getting their way in terms of the passing game. I think very much what we saw during the Cordoba game.
It has not been long, and I hope and I believe there have not been very many practice sessions.
Well, yeah, you remember what someone said, the structured game. These are teams that have been playing structured football from very early on. Remember, the All-Stars team is an assembly of some of the best players from the Sportpesa Premier League.
Of course, yes.
And with 1 or 2 training sessions, coming to play a team that has been playing for over 16 years or so of structured football, then it becomes a bit difficult matching them.
Most definitely, and sometimes there is also culture shock. Looking at the kind of facilities people are playing in. Jersey number 5, Alex Munoz. Turning there, trying to look for David Carmona.
Now, talking of David Carmona, Kirumba,
yeah.
In the last season where Sevilla 2 finished 13th in La Liga 2, Carmona actually played the most games for Sevilla Atletico, 41 out of 42 games, and he actually scored 1 goal. So very experienced defender there that we're looking at.
Yeah, wearing jersey number 2. Coming through the ranks at Sevilla Youth. 20-year-old Spanish right back. We are really working hard there with jersey number 10, Boniface Moshiri. Starting today, the Tusker man. Still, the game looking a bit static. Watching Victor Majid there. Not very happy with the tackle. From Lara, jersey number 22. Not very happy. The referee, very young referee, I must say. Getting the ball back to goalkeeper Matthias Kigonya. The Sofapaka custodian. There we have jersey number 2. That is Simon Bogwa. Trying to play 1-2 with Victor Majid of FC Leopards. But Lara was there. I think the tackle was clean. Don't know why the referee again blew his whistle. Trying to get a goal at least here for Kenya. And they get a corner. That was a good attempt there. At least they would have troubled Fabrice Ondoa. I think Kenya, if the Sportpesa team go forward, I think they will be able at least to cause some trouble in that defense.
Well, they got a corner, but most of the Kenyan players are calling for a penalty. I think that looked a genuine call for a penalty.
Of course.
But then the referee always has the last say.
He says his confusion is final. Whether we like it or not, he is the boss. And the shot comes in there. Are they going to get another corner? Nope, not this time. With 37 minutes on the cards, the counter-attack is in the offing here. Very difficult boys to mark these ones. Very fast on the ball. Musa Mohammed together with his team there. Macharia jersey number 16 with Mbugwa jersey number 2 working well. They avert the danger coming from jersey number 7. Abur Jania, man who was born in Georgia 22 years ago, wearing jersey number 7. Very fast central midfielder. There you have Matthias Kigonya arranging his wall. Very dangerous area for A free kick.
That's extremely dangerous, and it's one of those distances that with a good curl, you can actually trouble a team.
Most definitely. I'm seeing jersey number 5 there, Felipe. This time it doesn't trouble anybody. Goes straight into the wall. And goalkeeper Matthias Kigonya of Sofa Parker comes out. Takes it the first time. And it goes out for a throw. Kenyan boys giving a good account of themselves for the last 38 minutes of the game. Still 1-0 in favor of the homeboy Sevilla Atletico. Coach Okumbi there, looking pensive. Trying, he himself doesn't look very motivated, but he's still trying to give moral support to his boys. Mbogo with the ball there, coming to throw. He starts a slow one with jersey number 21, Samuel Onyango. There you have him, Fabrice Ondoa. That is an African champion with Cameroon. Featured in 2 Africa Cup of Nations tournaments, winning the 2017 edition. That is Fabrice Ondoa. Came through the Samuel Eto'o Foundation and the Samuel Eto'o Academy. It's unbelievable, he's only 21. Very decorated goalkeeper. Already I think this Sevilla side are not in a hurry to do anything right now.
Well, they're enjoying the game, the passing game. I think they're trying to look for those openings, as we've seen them doing severally before in the early minutes. But that's going back to the keeper that you mentioned, very young at 21, played the AFCON twice. You wonder when he began playing for the national team.
Yeah, he actually came through the Samuel Eto'o Academy, and I believe that should be the way to go for our youngsters. Boys should start playing football as young as 6. Structured football for that matter. As the Kenyans come asking questions of Sevilla. But Christian Gonzalez there, the Uruguay-born centre-back. On this left side, it looks like it is easier for them to pass through here as they come into the box there. And it's danger for Kenya. But the referee says it's offside. The right back position for Kenya looks very porous.
Well, yeah, and remember during the first game, the other day against Cordoba,
Yeah,
that is pretty much
almost exactly
the avenue that was used for the first goal.
Oh yes. And today, I think in the last few minutes, two or three runs have come from there. You can see jersey number 11. Call him Bilal Boutoba. He's a French under 19 international. The Kenyans come asking questions again. But again, the last ball is becoming very difficult. Sevilla Atletico 1, Kenyan All-Stars 0. 42 minutes on the clock. Go ahead, jersey number 2. It's becoming very difficult for the Kenyans to penetrate the Sevilla defense. A counter-attack on the offing here. Looks dangerous for the Kenyan side. Looks very dangerous for the Kenyan side, alone with the goalkeeper there, but the ball flies over. And still the assistant referee claims that Boutoba Bilal was offside. There was an offside by Kuro Sanchez, 21-year-old Spanish forward. It was very dangerous because
Yeah, it was very dangerous. He happens to be the captain for Sevilla tonight. Played quite a number of games in the last season. Scored twice from 34 games. Very experienced. In fact, he's one of the most experienced for the side against the All-Stars today.
You could actually see the Kenyan defenders being left for dead there.
Well, yes, but I think the referee's call was right on time to spot that.
It actually helped the situation because it was dangerous for the Kenyan All-Stars. Hoping to get a goal before halftime, this Kenyan side. But they get a throw. Jersey number 21, Samuel Anyango with the throw. Plays it into Vincent. Vincent Oburu, the FC Leopards man. And Kuro goes down under the feet of Victor Majid. And the referee calls for a free kick. 1 minute of stoppage time added in this half. With the Kenyan All-Stars still trailing by a 1-0. Still better football from one we saw in the 4-0 hiding there. And now it's dangerous for Kenya. Kuro again going down. Victor Majid, Mbugwa on the right, wearing jersey number 2. Trying to string a pass there to Victor Majid, but all in vain. As Bilal Butoba is being fed by Felipe. Coach Okumbi there, not looking very relaxed himself. I think he has 1 or 2 points to make to his boys during halftime. Masharia goes down, jersey number 16. Jackson Masharia there. Yes, it was a foul. Taken urgently by the Kenyan side. In the center of midfield. They're not winning very many balls in the center of midfield there, the Kenyan All-Stars. But looking comfortable now, going forward. Referee gives a foul in favor of Musa Mohammed. Can see goalkeeper Kigonya takes the free kick very fast, but the referee whistles for halftime. Christian Gonzalez, jersey number 16, in 16th minute of the game gives Sevilla Athletic 1-0. And the half ends Sevilla Athletic 1. Kenya All-Stars 0. As they hold each other by the shoulder to call the one above and say thank you for a good half. Hoping to have a better second half. At least they showed what they can do in the last 45. And we believe the confidence is going to rise in the next 45 here. Good exposure. Looking at themselves in a very different light now, the Kenyan team. Seeing Mbogwa there on your screen. Looking at the boys getting into the changing room for the halftime pep talk. We shall know what will happen in the second half. The first half has just ended 1-0 in favor of Sevilla Athletic. Not so many spectators in the pitch, but still. With a 50-50 possession in the first half. Looking good for the Kenyan team. No yellow cards. Sevilla with 3 corners. Kenya with 1. I think it has been a good half for the Kenyan side. As it ends here, 1-0 in favor of Athletic. Taking you back to studio to Nick Mudimba and team for the halftime analysis.
All right, there we have it. The first half highlights actually going on here right now. So, as you've seen, 50-50% of course possession, and of course we're trailing by 1-0. Very familiar scoreline because Cordoba actually they subjected us to a 50-50 possession in the first half with a 1-0 goal up. So in the second half, what do you expect? Because now we played defensively, but again, as you can see, our boys have at least tried to show some maturity in this game. What do you think, Korir?
To be honest, it looks like lessons are not really well learned from the Cordoba game. Still too much space. They still have too much space, the Sevilla. And that is a worry because they've been stringing quite a lot of passes. Okay. 3 shots on goal tells you a lot, and they've scored once. If we don't improve from this display in the first half, then we'll just be a replica of the last goal. All right.
A set-piece situation, Mutiso is seeing some lags over there. Maybe we thought it can be a direct header, but you can see we've been punished because of such a, maybe, let me say, defensive carelessness. What do you think about that goal that you actually scored?
I think our defenders are being caught napping. They are not on toes whenever, like that set-piece, the defenders were just ball watching. They were flat-footed, and you could see the players of Sevilla, they were anticipating that ball. Yeah, the Kenyan players, they were not.
Seems they're also good in set pieces. As you can see, they're troubling the goalkeeper. He's really tried this time around. I hope Bonnie is watching somewhere. Maybe your thoughts on the second half, Korir?
As I said, too much space. They are stringing too many passes, and clearly we are not shutting down that space that Sevilla is having. And if we don't rectify that in the second half, could be a problem. And that score could even get worse. But then just I think a very quick talking point for me in this half is I thought the All-Stars deserved to get a penalty. I don't know if you saw what I saw, but I think in the 36th minute there was a bit of a handball, but instead the referee awarded a corner kick instead.
All right. We're seeing some very conspicuous improvement compared to the first game against Cordoba because we're also offensive right now with some confidence, as you've seen the last highlight over there, Mutiso. Do you think now the second half, maybe some latest history won't repeat itself? Because now we went 50-50 in the previous match, that's as far as position is concerned. But now it's 1-0 down. Something actually. Will we now at least pull up our game, or now things will not go into tatters again?
Let's not hope that it will be a case of deja vu all over again. And in the first match against Cordoba, we saw that 50% possession, and also they had 3 shots on goal. We had 1 shot on goal. It's the same thing. I just hope in the second half that the players are not complacent. They played, okay, it's an improvement from the last match. They played better in this first half, and let's hope they're not complacent in the second half. We want to see more. We want to see more on the ball from our players. They're not quite shutting down the spaces. We've seen the striker Mark Gual. He just took on 4 defenders and gave the pass to Lara, who fluffed his shot. If he had more composure in front of goal, it would have been 2 goals. We saw again Arubayana. I don't know if I got that name right. He took a shot from 25 yards, and it went straight to the goalkeeper. So we're still not closing down the gaps. We've seen around 4 crosses coming from the wings. Yeah. I mean, we should anticipate that our fullbacks will be overrun. So the number 7 and the number 11, our wingers, should come down and help in defending. They should try and help the number 2 and number 3 from SPL All Stars. They should try, because the players, whenever the wingers of Sevilla are coming, they're coming with their fullback.
Sure.
So when they have the ball, the fullback is overlapping, and when we have only one fullback, that's another dangerous cross inside the box.
Kigonza, the goalkeeper, has actually
Kigonya.
Kigonya. Wow. All right, has actually played a very important part in the first half. Do you think maybe starting him this time round was a good decision? Being a Ugandan, of course, do you think it was a good decision by Okumbi because he's really done well?
He proved himself when he came on in the Cordoba game. A few minutes he played, you could see his agility, you could see his reflexes. And I think a lot of people are saying, okay, probably he should have been able to start the game. And here he is starting. We've seen a few occasions where he's actually come out to save a few lethal moments. And I think he's at his best, and he deserves to start this game. So very good, I think, and that actually just satisfies why he's in this team. Very good, just the way he has been for Sofapaka, the same way here. But I just like to point to two things. One is that just the way the Mbugua was being overwhelmed, and I think it also touches on to what Innocent has said, there needs to be defending by the wingers. Mbugua is exposed yet again. But what I've noted, if you look at the Kenyan passing, as much as they're not going too much forward, is that they're trying a one-touch pass. Get the ball, pass it. At most, 2 touches. It's a lot better than in the Cordoba game where we're seeing some players trying to hold on to the ball a bit too much.
Mutiso, when you consider the goal, we went back the defensive way. Is it fear? Was it fear or?
You know, as I said, it's all about damage limitation. We should go there. We should have a formula to tackle this game, because we saw in the Cordoba match that they overran us in every other department.
Sure.
They were stringing 1-2 touches. So the best thing to do is to let them have possession, because that's their strength.
It's true that.
So we should play to our strengths. And if defending is our strength and getting them on the counter-attack, let's play to our strength. Me, I am pro defending. In the first half, we've tried and contain them. Now in the second half, we should try and work harder.
All right.
I hope the coach, what he'll tell the players is that he should tell the players that, guys, we've tried to contain them in the first half. What we'll do in the second half, let's try and prevent what happened in Cordoba. Let's try and prevent that. Let's just go there and work harder than we did in the first half and try and get a goal or 2.
All right, Bobo Wido says Kigonya is great. We could have actually been scored 3 goals down by now. I think Kenyans are playing Mutiso style, yet we're down. Which style? I think Mutiso style. All right, Bobo Wido knows better. Of course, there's one Baroness Mary says Sportpesa team, they look actually kind of rained on. Maybe, yeah. There's a way maybe she's trying to say. Of course, DJ Corrosive at Ustad Koro says Sportpesa team look dangerous on the breakout, but our offside trap looks like our own trap. Interesting. All right, now, Korir, in Okumbi's shoe right now, what will you tell your players?
Limit the space. Sevilla has too much of the space. Try and cut that down. And on counters, when you get a chance to counter, please go for those counters. I think that's what I'll tell them. And then thirdly, I'll tell them to compose themselves, in the sense that in terms of defending, as much as they've got too much of the ball, just be composed and try and go to them and try and dispossess them and do the counters.
All right, Mutiso, your opinion here?
As for me, I would think I will change the formation in the second half. We have seen the crosses coming in, and there's not enough cover in the defense. So I will go for 3 defenders. And you've seen how Jackson Macharia actually is the only player who has impressed me in the first half. He's trying to create play, and he's trying to be the center or focal point of our attacking. And I think we should push him in front to be nearer Oburu, to not be too far away from him. And we should then pack our midfield, so that we try at least and break up their their passing game. We should try and break it up. So in the second half, I will tell the players, let's just remain compact and try and get them on the counter.
I'm very sure, Corey, you've noticed improvement in terms of our pace, our the hunger to get that ball, the harassing nature. There's so much improvement compared to the first game. Do you think maybe the training sessions they conducted with the other coaches, actually, they were told, whatever we discussed here, they were told, you guys, if you keep on watching the ball now, it's trouble unto you. Do you think now the harassing nature they're having, they're not letting any Sevilla player actually settle with the ball, do you think now that's the way forward right now in the second half?
You're saying the leakage they got?
Absolutely, that's the leakage they got, yes.
Of course. Of course, I think it's coming into play. Something I mentioned earlier, whereby we are seeing not too much on the ball. They're trying to release the ball as fast as they get it, which is positive to the Cordoba game. And I think they will want to just, I think just increase the pace of their game in the second half if they're to get anything out of this one.
All right. Now,
if I may interject, in the second half, I just hope that Okumbi, being how can I say, a mentoree, or being under the wing of Kimanzi. There's a time I was in Madar United, and there's a time we approached Tusker match, and they were much superior above us. And in the first 10 minutes, we played low. But after that 10 minutes, we played a high-tempo game, and we scored 4 goals. And I think in this second half, they should try not to be too one-dimensional. And they should try and maybe go all out in the first 5 minutes, on the first 10 minutes. They should go out and not let the opponents read their game, that they are too defensive. They should try and go all out the first 5 minutes, and then if they get a goal, or if they don't get a goal, they come back.
All right. Social media, Njuguna Nyinjeri says this Kenyan team is boring, tired, sharpless, and etc. Wow, that's so strong. Njuguna, please be kind to our Kenyans, because we're also trying. Things are not actually easy out there. Whenever you see our boys playing around, it's never easy, by the way. So in Spain, it's even deadly. So can you give them some time to acclimatize with the culture in Spain, and life will actually be good. Now, a prediction in the second half, Mutiso.
If they play the way they played in the first half, I'm seeing 1-1.
1-1. Korea is laughing.
I'm trying to be hopeful. They played well in the first half. They tried and blocked the chances. And Kigana is having a good game. So let's hope so in the second half.
Well, it's narrow for Sevilla. I wouldn't say it would be the Cordoba way. But I still, in all honesty, Sevilla still has an upper hand in this game.
All right, there we have it. The second half about to start now. I'll hand you over to the commentating booth to Peter Kirumba. Peter Kirumba, take it away.
Buenos noches to whoever is in Spain and whoever understandeth the language of Spain. And we are back in the second half of this very entertaining match, I must say, as we enter Estadio El Mali, the venue of the last butchering a few days ago here. The second half is underway as Sevilla Atletico lead Kenya All-Stars by a 1-0. They start the game slowly, trying to build. We will see what happens in this half in the next 45 minutes. As I am joined by my colleague Patrick Correa to take you through this one. We are looking at a half where the Kenyan All-Stars team is becoming hopeful. We'll see what happens. There with jersey number 2, David Karamona. Very difficult names for a Kenyan tongue to mention.
David Carmona.
He's one man who has been impressive in the first half, Carmona. As Kenyans seek to have another free kick in the center of the park. Yes, jersey number 10 there, Boniface Moshiri, going down with the third. That's all a tackle from behind. Wesley Onguso looking to lead the fast attack for Kenya in the second half. Musa Mohammed overwhelmed in the first match. We hope he gets a better game in this second half. Kenya's really trying at least to push Sevilla to their half.
Well, they are. You can see a change of tactics compared to the first game against Cordoba. If you notice in the first half, there was a lot of one touch and go kind of passing, as opposed to too much of holding on to the ball in the first game. And I think they learned.
I think they just took the word possession wrongly in the first game because everybody wanted to possess the ball for himself, much to the detriment of the whole team per se. As the Kenyans try at least to enter through Boniface Moshiri. Tackled again, goes down. The Tusker man, this is the second time in 2 minutes. He's been taken down. I think he fell on his arm there. Oh, could be painful, that one.
That was painful. That was very physical.
Yeah,
and is that man you're talking about, David Carmona?
And we shall see how this set piece goes with the Kenyan side. Comes to take it, Robinson Kamura. Yes, it is Robinson Kamura. I think he takes it direct and makes it very easy there for goalkeeper Fabrice Ondoa.
Extremely feeble. That will not disturb any keeper at all.
Let alone a keeper of Ondoa's pedigree. As he starts the ball from his left there with Felipe. Enjoyable game here. Everybody with space to run into. Jersey number 2 there, David Carmona. Seems to be having most of the ball there, Carmona. They're beginning to play very a lot of possession for the Spanish side. As Carmona looks for Mark Gual, jersey number 20.
Your Mark Gual, Peter, was one of the joint top scorers at the end of last season. 14 goals he scored, the same as Ivo Lopez, who started this game from the bench. So 14 goals out of 24 games. So that tells you the kind of striker we're looking at.
Yeah, we're looking at a man who can dismantle goalkeepers at will. Our defenders must be very sharp to keeping him out. I think the game is becoming the beautiful game. It's called the game of football there. With Moshiri beginning to possess the Kenyan midfielders there. But once in a while playing the ball back, which is a bit unnecessary sometimes. Goalkeeper Kigonya starts slowly with Jackson Masharia in the center of the park there, looking at jersey number 10, Boniface Moshiri. Jersey number 21, Samuel Onyango, looking to put the ball wide there, but Felipe was there to avert the danger. 21, Samuel Onyango. The Ulinzi man crosses the ball only to the arms of Fabrice Ondoa. Teams looking to have equal strength in the second half. Only 6 minutes played. Beautiful passing game there. You can see Carmona, just number 2. I think he's one very dependable defender.
Very dependable. You can imagine of the whole lot in the team, he is the one who played in almost all games in the season, 41 out of 42. So that tells you how he is a go-to guy, especially in defending for Sevilla.
Can see players warming up there. So here in the statistics of Carmona there shows you what the Kenya All-Stars are up against tonight. 52 minutes on the card, still 1-0. Isn't looking easy to add to those ones. It is not easy for the Kenyan side because they look like they are not attacking these Kenyan boys. They are sitting back and waiting for this pressure.
No, actually, if you look at the Sevilla kind of play, they're holding on to the ball. They're passing deep in their own half, forcing the Kenyans to come at them. So I think it's more of teasing kind of passing by Sevilla.
And that can be very dangerous. If you go to them, then they get you on the counter. It can be very dangerous.
I think that's where the caution is, because you're not too sure now if you run at them, what happens next. You open up and they take up that space, because
Most
you've seen they're very
definitely.
good at that.
As they come to look for a second goal here, Sevilla Athletic. But the Kenyan defenders, well, that one is what Coril says, to whom it may concern.
Yeah, that's exactly the one of those.
One of those to whom it may concern kind of ball.
To me, it may concern clearing and forwarding.
Victor
Get
Majid
it out.
sliding down but missing it by a mile. Played very well there, Boniface Moshiri. Looking for Kamura Robinson. Too late. As Sevilla Athletic start one more time with Carmona. Felipe, jersey number 3, playing as a left back for this club. And it's dangerous there, coming out of what is can see manager Luis Garcia Tuvene, exactly 3 weeks on the job.
Well, yes, very new. Remember the last manager, Martinez Diego, took up a job offer at Osasuna in the La Liga. And that Tevenez coming in is actually a former Sevilla player. Also played for Las Palmas. Now, this is actually his first game on the job. He's preparing for one against Almeria on the 26th.
So there you have it, Luis Garcia Tuvene. As Kenya come to ask questions of the goalkeeper there, Fabrice Ondoa. Not just any other goalkeeper, that's an African champion. If you look at this team, majority are about 21, 22 years of age. Been playing together for so long. And the kind of experience you have between the posts there, absolutely amazing. Very dangerous ball there in the Kenyan box. But definitely not well cleared. And I think Boniface Moshiri has been a target of
Well,
so
time
many
and
players
again.
there.
Actually, the thing to note, Kirumba, is that even in the first half, we saw a lot of those challenges, and all the time it happened, our Kenyan players came out as second best. And I think that is just one of those instances And even at some point, Victor Majid was trying to question the referee because it was happening time and again. And here, rightfully, as you say, this time it was Mushiri.
Yeah, because in the last like 10 minutes, Mushiri has been having it rough in the center of the park there. Sevilla Atletico 1, Kenya All-Stars 0. As the game progresses here, I'm very sure we'll see a lot of substitutions in this match. Just like we saw in the first match there. I think Coach Okumbi now has an idea of who he wants for his Chan tournament, although still a few months away.
Yes, and let's remember, Peter, that Mushiri started this game ahead of Ovela Ochieng, who started the last game against Cordoba and was replaced by Mushiri in the second half. So I think Okumbi now decided to try out Mushiri first, and Kigonya in goal in place of Boniface Oloch as part of the two changes in this team.
Maybe they're gonna have another goal here as the cross is coming menacingly close to the goal there. Looking for a foul. Got it? No. Referee says yes. The referee says there's a foul there. Yes, and they get a foul. And we shall see how well they can take set pieces. It has always been a problem, even in the Kenyan League, to defend set pieces. This one coming at the edge of the area. You can see goalkeeper Kigonya very concerned, talking to his defense. That is the kind of goalkeeping that I admire mostly. A goalkeeper that speaks to his defense. As we look to see how they will defend this one, and it comes. Is it
too much weight on it?
He put too much power behind the ball. That is Lara, jersey number 22. Coach Okumbi speaking to his assistant, John Kamau there. John Kamau, very good with the youth, very good with young players, has proved himself time and again at club and international level. Looking at Fabrice Ondoa. Looking very cool, Ondoa, no pressure at all. Playing with Felipe. Christian Gonzalez in the center of the Sevilla defense, wearing jersey number 23. As they string a few passes together going forward, looking for spaces there, but they have been denied. And the ball goes out for a throw. We're looking at Felipe there, jersey number 3, playing alongside Samuel Onyango. I think some stud passed somewhere very close to his toes there. And it's not easy for the Kenyan defenders. Always touching the ball out for a throw. I think the pressure is beginning to show here. As Ondoa comes out of his area just to control the ball and enjoy himself. I think they're looking for spaces at least to get a second goal this Sevilla side.
Well, yeah, but something to note, Peter, is that compared to the last game against Cordoba, the pace here is very slow. Remember how they came into the second half, high speed, and we just couldn't do much about it. But you can see that how the Kenyans are playing, they've been able to slow down their game considerably to a point where they're actually trying to match them in terms of possessing of the ball.
I think the idea has worked perfectly for Kenya so far. I think there's the goalkeeper coming in place of Ondoa. We shall know in a few.
Yeah, Ondoa, interesting as you talked about AFCON winner in 2017, who played for Cameroon in 2015. Only 21, but has played 22 times for Cameroon. must have started playing quite early.
Most definitely, and seeing the kind of academies he's been through. He came from the Samuel Eto'o Academy into Barcelona, but he did not get any caps at Barcelona, given away on loan. But at least the kind of exposure he's got on Ondoa, he's as experienced as somebody who is much, much older than himself. There he is on the ball now. Those are the sons of Africa that will leave their mark in the game of football. With 62 minutes on the cards. Still, Sevilla trying to string a few passes together there. But the Kenyans look determined, at least, to cause some problems as the ball is gotten into the area with Mushiri, wearing jersey number 10. Mushiri confidently. It becomes Okumbi almost resigns there.
You can actually see the frustration on the coach. Very good build-up, but the final ball, there's nothing to write home about.
Definitely, and the confidence.
I mean, it becomes a waste of effort.
Mushiri very confident.
Mushiri starting it all, getting it, getting the final cross. But then when you thought that this is the time that we get an equalizer,
or at least trouble on Ondoa.
Not trouble at all. I think that's why the coach had both arms.
Oh, yes.
Up in the air. Frustration.
He was expecting something better as this cross comes in. But goalkeeper Kigonya proving again that he's good enough. Can see the confidence of Fabrice Ondoa taking the ball on his chest. I think both goalkeepers are out there to show each other what they can do. At the center of the park there, that's where most football is being played. Trying very much to break this Kenyan side and at least get another goal here, Sevilla Athletic. Luis Garcia Tuvene will remember that he played a Kenyan side in his first game in charge. Whatever happens here, at least 64 minutes have gone with a good account of themselves here, Kenyan All-Stars. I think they should stay a little bit longer in Spain. I think they are learning something.
It keeps getting better and better.
As the ball gets very dangerously into the box there. Kenyans get a corner. This is a positive for the Kenyan side. Fabrice Ondoa looking at his defense, speaking to his defenders. That is one trait of a good goalkeeper. And the corner comes in. And across from the right. Nothing again to write home about. I think the corner was a bit poorly taken there. But all the same, they earned it. Streaming a few passes together there, the Kenyan side, looking for Mushiri. Not even safe yet, but I think they are showing good determination. The Kenyan attacking midfielders showing positives. Still on the 65th minute of the game, Sevilla Athletic 1, Kenyan All-Stars 0. I think they should keep the ball up, because I think when the ball is up, Athletic are not able to follow. But putting it on the ground is becoming a bit challenging for the Kenyan boys.
Yeah, but all in all, Peter, that was quite close for Kenya. A clearance by Ondoa didn't go too well. He went back for the corner. And at least we are seeing that there is that determination to attack by the Kenyan boys.
Even Ondoa, should learn his lesson there because he's showing too much confidence. Look at where he is right now. He's showing too much confidence. Somebody should be reading him. Both the coaches of the Kenyan side. John Kamau. Now Okumbi there. As Sevilla Atletico look for a second goal. Camona denied. I think the distance that Mushiri has run in this pitch today. If he was to run in a straight line, he'd win a marathon.
He's been quite active.
He's been
ever
very
since the
active
first
tonight.
half. Beauty is he's been getting to the balls that come his way.
And at least he's been showing positives as they look to get across into the box there. Still they start behind. Whoever said football was easy to play, there's Camona. Camona again, will he be able to bring the cross there? Yes, it's the magnetic hands there, safe hands of Matthias Kigonya.
Well, he's proved to be very good with crosses.
I'm even beginning to think he was fouled in the first goal.
Well, there's that element, but you can see that all the crosses that are coming in from the wings, he contains them very well. And I think we also saw that against Cordoba.
Although he's not the tallest of goalkeepers.
Well, he's not the tallest, but they say if you're not that tall, then you've got reflexes to make up for it.
Oh, most
for the lack of height.
That was another one by Ondoa. Maybe it would have ricocheted again to give Kenya at least a consolation goal in Spain. I can see more substitutions coming in there. See more substitutions any time from now. Believe a friendly match, everybody should be able at least to have a touch of the ball. Very good defending there from the Kenyan right back. Jersey number 21 coming in together with jersey number 9. Can see even the coach is there, speaking to the fourth official, saying he needs two players out. 2 players are coming in. I'll be telling you who. Coach John Kamau calls. Oh, yes, definitely.
I think, Peter, that's Viedma coming in. We'll find out for who. We're also seeing the number 9 coming on for... it's called Ruben. He's now in the field of play.
Yeah, we shall be knowing who goes out and who's coming in anytime now. As Coach John Kamau was speaking to...
I think, Peter, one of those who came out was Fede, the 20-year-old.
The 20. Very good football being played there by the Kenyan boys. Well, let's see whether they will be able to get a consolation goal here. A cross goes begging. I think there's somebody who's very fast on the left wing for Kenya. Who else?
That one man that we've been talking about.
That one man, Mushiri.
Very conspicuous in this game. And I guess those are the qualities that Tusker saw in him to snap him up from Sonny Sugar.
Definitely, because
during the mid-transfer window.
If he had a central striker as fast as he is, he'll be connecting those balls that he's bringing across. It will be a very different scoreline by now. Because I'm one believer that all goalkeepers are beatable. Having seen goalkeepers for so long, I know all goalkeepers are beatable. Very good passing game there, but as you can see, looking for Vincent Oburu. Been quiet in this second half. Vincent Oburu. And the ball goes back there to goalkeeper Matthias Kigonya. Matthias Kigonya looking to finish the 90 today.
Well, looks like. I think as you also see Ovella warming up.
Oh, yes.
Come on. I think there goes your man you're talking about. Very quiet. Believe you got your answer.
Oh, yes.
His time is up from the night.
Vincent Oburu is out. And Ovella Ochieng comes in.
As Fabrice also goes out.
Fabrice Ondoa also out. Ovella comes in for Vincent Oburu. "72 minutes on the cards, so many substitutions together. But at least he's been able to get 72 minutes on the pitch there, Fabrice Ondoa, together with Vincent Oburu. Called Yavi Diaz, the goalkeeper, coming in for Fabrice Ondoa. The game opening up, and they're going to get a penalty like in the previous match, not this time. Trying very well to contain the Atletico pressure here. In the center of the park, Macharia goes down. And the referee says that Viedma, the new man on the pitch, the new man on the pitch here with a foul. It becomes a bumping game. They forget what Kenyans have to eat here. Very dangerous ball coming in there, but no follow-up. Can see Kenya trying to ask questions. Macharia there, good control, but at least they were able to take it away. Very fast, looking for the counter-attack. Let's see what happens here. Almost got in trouble there, goalkeeper Matthias Kigonya. But the ball goes wide. That was a very fast
Very fast
transition
counter,
from
yes. Very
from defense to attack.
very quick transition there. I think just a case of the ball not finding its man in the box for Kenya, and the clearance a bit too quick.
And the too quick feet of the new guy Ruben there.
And before you know it, it's end-to-end game.
I think that was the idea of the coach, to bring in two very fast-paced players to change the pace of the game. They're seeing as if they cannot break the All-Star side with a slow game, and I think they want to increase the pace there with Kamona. It's called David Kamona. He's become very famous to me tonight. At Sevilla Atletico 1, Kenya All-Stars 0. Kuro Sanchez, the captain there, scoring in the first half. The pace of the game has changed completely.
It's changed actually, but you can see that the All-Stars have mastered the movement of Sevilla, and at least they're trying to break those passes of theirs and try to string some of their own.
The ball is being played mostly in the center of the park there. Trying to pull the Kenyan All-Stars to their side for a counter-attack. But I believe the Kenyan boys are up to the task tonight, hoping it's not a game of damage control. They would love to score more than one, but Kenyans too would like to have a goal in Spain, because they even had one in England a few months ago. I believe it is possible. As Felipe plays it to Christian Gonzalez. It's not easy. There's Viedma, the new man on the pitch there, very confident on the ball, goes down. The referee looks for a card from his pocket there, and it's a yellow. It's a yellow for Vela Ochieng, the new man. Oh yes, David Ochieng of Vela. Came in a few minutes ago. He cut Viedma down like a tree. It was not very easy to accept being left for dead there of Vela Ochieng. The Kenyans, I think, have become very defensive in the second half.
Well, they've shut the spaces that Sevilla were making full use of during the first half.
And that cross comes in there, danger for Kenya. But again, they avoid the danger. Transition becoming very difficult with the Vela Ochieng. Ball faster than the legs. And if you're used to seeing Moshiri there, you might get disappointed with the new man. You can see Okumbi not very happy with the Vela Ochieng.
Definitely not happy at all. I think he thought that he had a chance to get to the end of that pass.
I thought so too.
But I think just before we saw Kumbi there, we were seeing Tevene also very concerned about his own team. And he was there shouting instructions, especially how they're stringing the passes at the back and not moving forward.
I think the coaching job is one of the most dangerous jobs on earth. Might cause you high blood pressure there. Because all eyes are on you.
Well, but Peter, I think it's a matter of choice. No one forces you into coaching, so pressure is something you must be able to deal with.
And pressure is everywhere.
There's so many other careers that you can take other than coaching. But if you choose it, and then you have to survive and you have to know how to deal with the pressure.
Oh, yes. You can see slowly by slowly, Kenyans gaining confidence. Just a matter of time. I think if this team is kept together, they can go places in the future. With goalkeeper Diaz there, I think this is the first or second time he's touching the ball. The defender's not very worried. Kenyans shutting up in the half. Nobody in the Sevilla Athletic half from Kenya. Looking to shut the spaces, damage control maybe?
Yes, as Innocent was saying, that is what the All-Stars need to do, and I think they had him.
They must have.
They must have had him because there's no more space for Sevilla to operate on.
As they bring the cross in there, very dangerously. I think there, even Kigonya was well beaten. Trying to play the ball in their own defense, which is very, very dangerous. There is Ovela. I hope the referee says he's been fouled. Christian Gonzalez. Ovelochen coming out second best there. Looking at the kind of size of Christian Gonzalez, born in Uruguay. He's a man that holds dual citizenship. He has a passport for Uruguay and a passport for Italy, choosing to play for Uruguay. Joined from Hercules. Also had a stint at Espanyol, wearing jersey number 23 for Athletic. Not very happy, coach, there.
Extremely not very happy. And
You can tell from his gestures. As the cross comes in low and hard. The Kenyan All-Stars in danger. Another cross there. And they get a second goal. No. They almost score the second goal there. Very difficult crosses there to manage.
yeah, very difficult, especially from this right pocket. I think that is more or less the only channel that the All-Stars have left open for them, and they're trying to make full use of it.
Because if in the last few minutes we've had like 4 crosses from that side, and it is looking very dangerous as we approach the end of this game. They have really not conceded much in this game, only 1, and it will be very disappointing for players like Moshiri to lose another goal in the dying minutes of the game. He's one player that has been outstanding tonight. There's the most famous one on the pitch right now. Jersey number 2, David Camona. Looks very easy for them to string passes there, Sevilla Atletico.
Very, but remember the midfield space for them has become very limited. And that is exactly one of the things that Okumbi had promised to work on after the Cordoba drubbing.
And I believe it has worked perfectly.
Yeah, I think so far so good, because he said they could not find answers against Cordoba. Their style of passing, movement, especially the speed.
In the second half.
But you can see that that is something that was actually worked on. And you're seeing the movement has become a lot slower, the speed is slower.
Another ball coming from the right. We shall see whether they'll be able to get across. No. They find a Berlin wall from the Kenyan boys there. Again, it's dangerous. Coming from the right again. Camona with the cross, and they get a corner. No. I believe the ball touched Nguso's foot. Yes, they get a corner. Sevilla Athletic. Let's see what they do with the corner. Very late in the game. Let us look at what they do with it. The new man Viedma coming to take the corner from the right. Takes it low. Will they be able to shoot? Yes, and they shoot aimlessly, and the ball goes out. Looking at their coach there, his face with no expression at all.
I think he's complained enough.
I think.
But he was hoping that
something will come
how
out of this.
Viedma picked up an unmarked player, I think he expected a
Much,
lot out
much
of that.
better.
Yeah.
Coach John Kamau looking at his watch as Kigonya prepares to take the goal kick. Takes it high. Sevilla Atletico 1, Kenyan All-Stars 0. Inside the 86th minute of the game here. Very good football there. Let us see what Kenya does with it. They try to enter the danger area. Should have been a time to look for a shot. A cross comes in. Masharia with a good chance there for a shot. Has called fit. I think he should have taken the shot.
I think the shot should have been taken much earlier. The options taken were not the best.
Seeing too many passes in the opponent's box, it's not always very wise. It is good at least to keep the opposing goalkeeper busy.
Yeah, it should have been, because the option to take it wide, that space had already been shut. And I think taking a shot at the first instance was a much better option. But well, that's just me.
And Moshiri looks like Moshiri concurs. Moshiri is so angry with himself. We'll be telling you who comes in now. Moshiri playing a foul there and then getting angry. Coach Okumbi trying to say that Viedma wants to kill his player. And let us see the free kick coming from the right. That is Viedma, the new boy in town. Bring us into the area. But Masharia with a header. Still nobody in the Sevilla Athletic half. No Kenyan. A better result does not always guarantee a better game. Ogendo coming in, wearing jersey number 32 in the 88th minute of the game. I will be telling you who goes out for the Kenyan boys. Still the ball being struck from Camona to Felipe to Christian Gonzalez. Holding possession now, Sevilla Atletico. Camona. Denied there by Moshiri. We'll be telling you who's going out for the Kenyan side. Oh yes. You can see it. Sami Onyango. Sami Onyango goes out. The Lindsay player. Very few seconds remaining in this one. We'll be telling you how many will be added. Still possessing Sevilla Atletico with an average age of about 21 to 23. Very young side, but playing very experienced kind of game. As they get a corner in the dying minutes of the game there, Coach Okumbi not very happy. But what to do? There's your man. The man who has been playing all the football he knows tonight. Boniface Moshiri. Yes, they take a short corner. And it is brought very high. And as goalkeeper Matthias Kigonya grabs the ball from the air, referee decides to finish it. Sevilla Atletico 1, Kenya All Stars 0. Another loss for the Kenyan All Stars, albeit with not so many goals conceded tonight, but still 5 in 2 matches. Good exposure, and that's the reason why we call it the beautiful game. I'm seeing the coach there doing his thing. Luis Garcia Tuvene, the 43-year-old former La Palmas player. Exactly 3 weeks on the job with his first win against the Kenyan All-Stars. As you can see them there, talking to the man above, saying thank you for a good game. It's been an experience for the Kenyan boys. Going to Spain, learning one or two things in the process, joined by their coach Okumbi there. Yeah, relaxing on the pitch there, the boys from Sevilla Atletico. Coach Okumbi with the Vela Ochieng. They must know each other very well from Kariobangi Sharks. Looking at that man there. As we finish the second match of two friendlies in Spain, it ends Sevilla Atletico 1, Kenyan All-Stars 0. As I take you back to studio, Nick Mudimba.
All right, there we have it, a much improved second half from the homeboys, making sure they actually guide the pride they have. That's the goal, actually. And this time around, they're going down, fighting 1-0 now. Guys, and I am very sure I'll start with you, Korir. What's your overall take on that second half? To me, as a football fan also, I must say, much improved.
Very well improved. I think this is what you expected to see after that first half. Too much space, too much swinging of passing by Sevilla. Suddenly it was improved. As Innocent had said, it needs to be a lot more compact. It was compact. There's no space. Sevilla were left to just string passes at the back, but they couldn't penetrate the midfield. The only channel that they had open was on the right, because that's when the ball came, they could get in a few crosses. But overall, I think that's the kind of display we expected to see from the All-Stars. I think they learned their lessons. And as much as we've lost, it's a much better loss than the first one.
Do you think if we recall a rematch against Cordoba right now, at least things will be better? Because I think we've really improved. For example, if Cordoba will come and play us the third match in Spain again, now we recall for a rematch, do you think Cordoba will get it rough this time around because we actually a bit relaxed?
Yes, definitely. What we've seen here against Sevilla Atletico is the real SPL game, low scoring. That's what always happens. Every other match in the KPL is always under 2.5. And we just had under 2.5 here. Yeah. And largely, today the players were not overwhelmed, just like in the Cordoba game. And I've been quite impressed by the players. But then again, they should have more self-belief. They should have a bit of confidence oozing in them. But that was non-existent in the second half. They should have read the game a bit more. Maybe I'll blame that to inexperience in the players because they are very young. But they would have read the game more. And so the Sevilla team, they were one-dimensional. They were only playing that tiki-taka game without any end product. And the players from Kenya, they should have seen that the players from Sevilla were getting tired and weary. And they should have tried.
Committed. What happened to you on a personal level this week? Psychologically, physically?
I think I can credit the coach because having lost 4-0 against Cordoba, yeah, we had to pull up our socks because he gave us instructions that last time that we didn't follow. When we went back to training, he gave us exactly what we should do. For me, he told me that exactly that I was supposed to be the man of the match, and it's my pleasure that I've done it, and credit to him. Yeah.
If there was one thing you would take back to your team in Kenya, one thing that you've learned this week, what would that one thing be?
I think it's composure on the ball, no hurry. Goals are going to come. Only when you have patience, keep the ball. Even, you know, the thing the Spaniards do, they keep the ball, they try to play around with the opponent's minds. That's what they do. Then they create a simple goal, and that is what I'm going to tell my Tusker Football Club.
And finally, the Kenyan fans, they were very, I think, harsh on the team on Wednesday. Today you did much better. What would you like to say to the Kenyan fans? And you can reply to this one in Kiswahili.
kwa mafans imekuwa poa. Tunawish watupatie tu support. Mali tunafaa kucriticize watu criticize. Mali pia wana tumefanya poa pia wasikose kutu big up pia watupatie big up. Si kila time wana criticize. Juu pia hii ball pia ukinicriticize unanijenga pia ukinipea tap on the back pia unanijenga.
Sawa, gota.
And of course, from that interview, it's clear that the players have actually learnt a lot from that trip in Spain. Like for him, his personal main learning curve was composure with the ball. Looking at the possession, of course, in the second half right now, the whole of the match actually, 50%, of course, goal attempts you can see there on your screen. Not so bad, but again, our boys had one attempt on goal. But again, Mutiso, we saw some sort of a very stable discipline from our boys. Do you think maybe the essence of discipline was actually applied well in this trip, in Spain trip?
It's like they had me telepathically, if I can say that.
Telepathically.
And in the second half, at least, they showed more discipline than in the second half of the Cordoba match. And kudos to them. Although I still insist on self-confidence, I think they should have got a goal or two, especially in the latter stages of when the game was just about to end. They should have got a goal there, because if you could see the Sevilla players, they were wary, because they were largely trying everything, but they were out of sorts and they grew tired. But the Kenyans, they were still hungry, but okay, they were not more hungry than they should have been. And I think if they had more self-belief, they could have got a goal here.
All right, looking at the highlights of the second half, you can see, of course, Sevilla made more attempts on goal compared to our boys. But Korir, as you're seeing these, is it a matter of we were in kind of a slumber in the first half. In the second half, we really played well. Look at such attacks. We even threatened at some point, but again, finishing.
In fact, that's exactly what I wanted to add on to what you were saying. Killer instinct. Just look at that example. Mushiri has done all the donkey work, initiated that ball from deep, gets to the end of it, gets that cross. Then guess what? The most feeble of shots. Macharia. That was a chance to actually get Kenya level. And that was not the only one. There was another one. So there are two of them that were really wasted when we thought that we should have done something much better than on it. But what I'd just like to quickly agree with what Macharia said. I think he summed up what the game was all about. Composure. Composure, slow them down. That's exactly what they did in the second half. And you wish that had they done that before against Cordoba, the outcome would have been much different. So that's what they did very well.
If we call Cordoba right now, we need a rematch. I'm very sure they're going to suffer. Is it?
We need a rematch.
Second rematch.
No, well, I think after this display of the second half, then I think now we are beyond La Liga 2 teams.
Is it?
Bring it on, maybe.
All right now.
Maybe the real Sevilla in La Liga.
Carol interviewed Mashari, and of course he said he'll bring something back home. We talked about the influence now from the experience in Spain, Mutiso. Now, coming back home, I'm very sure the boys will actually at least interact with their peers and colleagues and teammates and tell them about now composure, the discipline, the positives they've learned. Do you think now this will actually take time for the teammates to actually acclimatize with their advice?
I hope, first of all, they will listen, because that's the important thing. They should listen first and try and see what is really trying to put out. And I hope they'll try and implement it in Tusker, because what Sevilla and Cordoba have displayed is just Spanish football.
Yeah. They
have their identity. Now, we should not try and copy a Spanish style of football. We know very well that there are very little, we don't have many academies here in Kenya. And we don't even have a database of the players coming from the academy, because after they are 15 years old or they go to secondary school, that's it from them. Yeah. They try another profession. But abroad, football, they take it as a career.
All right. Now, social media also, opinions are coming in. One Hussein Yusuf says they should also come to Kenya, play under the scorching sun, and also play on our pothole situation. So it's kind of a revenge mission because you want actually want them to come. So they can be punished here in the country. So scorching sun and the potholes around our fields.
Take them to
Roraka. All right, of course. Bob says poor finishing. Bob Widow says poor finishing has let us down. Our strikers were not to the par. And of course, Kevin Isaac says better than last time out. Majani Chasia says that's about Okumbi. He's never gotten the essence of such friendlies, which is to try different players and system. I think some guys are very bitter with Okumbi right now, but again, they've tried their best this time around. Corey, do you think maybe the effect of now a new environment, because now the angle of if Cordoba comes to Kenya, we take them to Ruaraka, we will whip them. What's your opinion on this?
On Machakos.
On Machakos, the scorching sun and the potholes. Okay, we need to be proud of us.
Okay, you know when you play games, when you play at home, all the advantage is on you. All the disadvantages on the visiting team because of such factors. So the disadvantage on the All-Stars team, playing on some surface that they only dream of. Then comes the style of play. It's only now there's no crowd, but if there was a crowd, it would actually push the home teams to perform better. So that means the reversal will definitely have the advantage.
Yeah,
if we took them to Machakos or we took them to Ruaraka, we'll definitely have the advantage. And we'll beat them and we'll leave them complaining about Kenyan football and Kenyan environment.
Yeah.
That is very true. But I just like to point out on some issues. One of them is, I think what Mutisa was trying to explain, that what they've learned, they bring to their club. You know what? That's not going to happen. How? Macharia will be fielded. He'll be given different instructions by his coach at Tusker. So he'll play according to George Best and Simbe at Tusker. Now, the only way that he can begin to impart what he gained in Spain is if he goes to coach a youth team, maybe in his Imta. He'll tell them, this is how we did it this is what I learned in Spain, and this is how you can do it. But at the club level, and as he said, that players don't really adapt much from other players.
All right.
Yeah, because you now take instructions from a different coach.
So and also the two coaches, one is the national team coach, and the assistant coach is a coach of an NSL club. Yeah. So I really hope we had taken this game with the seriousness it deserves. Like we could have taken a director of football there to learn a thing or two.
Sure.
We should have I still insist we should have our own Kenyan identity. One everyone will recognize us with, that this is how Kenya plays. Can we go and try and counter what they are playing? Not every time that we're going to play Kenya, let's play our game and we'll just beat them. So we need to have our own identity from the grassroots up until the national team.
All right, last comment on social media. Alex Ngari says Kenya has a long way to go in terms of football. We need to improve on our basics of possession and passing. So there we have it as far as the exposure from our boys is concerned. They managed to be whipped 4-0 by Cordoba. A game much improved in the second session, where they've actually gone down 1-0 against Sevilla Atletico. Let's hope the Chan tournament will actually be hard for our opponents. My name is Nick Mudimba. From the entire team which made this production successful, Career, of course, in studio, and Mr. Innocent also in studio, we say thank you and have yourself a blessed night.